Hello, everyone. Hello, Scott.
Hi, how are you, Jen?
Hi, I'm doing well. And I'm looking forward to talking about this topic today. Are you ready?
I'm ready. What are we talking about?
It's about mumbling and not articulating our words when we are speaking.
So it's about mumbling?
It's on mumbling.
It's about telling word? What?
It's on mumbling. Oh, and I feel a lot ties into this, especially with volume, and I know we're going to talk about that down the road.
We'll talk about volume in a future episode. Sometimes this is connected. I think we think of mumbling as something that kids do, like teenagers do. You know, if you're a parent, you're familiar with mumbling because I think a lot of teenagers, when they get into that, you know, that part of life, they can, I mean, it's horrible. You're like, what are you saying?
Well, and it comes across when we mumble, whether we're a teenager or we're a professional giving a presentation, it comes across, I don't want you to really hear me.
Well, let's define it really clearly for everybody. What is articulation and what's mumbling? And articulation is what you do with your lips, your tongue, and your jaw to make the words crisp, to make the sound of the words crisp.
All at the same time.
Yeah, it's funny when you think about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, God, my mouth feels really weird when I think about this, which is telling. This is something that people, at some point, I'm going to want our listeners to really test their articulation. And you suddenly become aware that, oh my gosh, my jaw is moving, my tongue's doing all this stuff, my lips are moving. If you don't send enough energy to those muscle groups, if you don't really move them enough, then the sound isn't crisp. Things come out muddy. And you could call that mumbling. So here, can I put you on the spot?
Oh, please. Please do.
Okay. Have you ever seen that good old famous movie? Oh God, now it's slipping my mind.
Are you trying to mumble right now?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
See, we all do it.
I thought you were demonstrating.
No, the movie is My Fair Lady.
Oh, I've never seen it.
What?
I know. Okay, I'll find it.
Where have you been?
I don't know. I'll find it.
Okay, so you're going to say there was this line that the star of the movie, she was learning to articulate and to speak like someone from the upper class.
So just by your saying that word, articulate, you are demonstrating.
Yes, articulation.
That is a really great word to practice with.
It is. There's a lot. And I was about to see, now you're trying to slip out of this. I'm putting you on the spot. Stop it.
Okay.
I want you to say, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Okay. It's in the plain, but that's fine. On the plains. Well, actually,
I thought I did pretty well memorizing that.
You did. It was good.
One take.
Now, I want you to do it without moving your tongue.
Oh. Give me the phrase again.
The rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
I can't move my tongue?
No.
It's not possible.
Yes, it is.
The rain is saying.
No, that's your jaw. I said your tongue.
I can't do this.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, you do it.
The rain is mainly in the plain.
Okay.
Mumbling.
No tongue.
That's a kind of mumbling. Now you do it without moving your jaw. You're very good at saying it without moving your jaw. You can move everything else. Your lips can move and your tongue can move.
The rain is saying, Helene on the plane.
Okay. Well, your lips didn't move at all either. But But
this is hilarious.
This is hilarious. This is a great way. Look, this is a great way to wake up your awareness of articulation, is to take a phrase and to say it while trying to sort of, not move one of these three muscle groups. Try, see what it's like.
I do believe that these three muscle groups move together naturally. They want to work together.
Yes, I think so. But I do find, I've heard people say mumbling is really, you don't move your lips enough. And I'm like, that's not true. You will find people that move their lips quite well and they still mumble. It is a wider thing. And I have found that in mumbling, that for some people, it's the jaw. They don't move their jaw. For some people, it's the tongue. For some people, it's the lips. Or it's kind of a combination of all of them, but
yes,
there's one of the three that seem to be the main source of the problem. But that doesn't matter when you're trying to train yourself to articulate. It's just raising your awareness of all three. So I'll do this in a workshop when we're working on articulation. I'll say the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain. Now do it without your tongue. And then we'll do it all together. Now do it without your jaw. Now do it without your lips. And we laugh and it's very funny. And then I say, now let's employ all those muscle groups. And once that they've felt what it's like to kind of rest those things and they turn it around, they go, oh my gosh, now I'm really very aware.
Feel the difference. They can feel.
I've worked with people who are born in India and come to the United States, and English is a second language. And in their native language, there are not the kinds of lip movements and sounds that we have in English. And there's a big struggle there.
Absolutely.
The one thing, whether that's your situation or you're just a native English speaker who has a habit of mumbling, when you begin training your lips and your tongue and your jaw to do all the things they need to do to be crisp, it's a struggle at first, and you can actually create a lot of tension in your throat, in your vocal cords, in your face, and your face needs to be relaxed so it can do what it needs to do.
You're using new muscles.
Yeah. It's a little bit like sports in that you have to learn how to target the right muscles while you relax the other muscles around it. So if you're going to practice this, the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain, make sure you're feeling, is this muscle relaxed? Is my throat relaxed? Am I adding tension to my voice, or can I let it be relaxed and powerful and sort of slack, I guess you might say. That's a real trick, because you can get into this point where you're articulating fairly well, but your face and you're trying so hard. It's hurting other aspects of your speaking, including your voice. It can be a real strain.
It's going to affect your facial expression also, which your audience is looking at your facial expression.
Right.
And they're mirroring you based off your facial. This brings up another technique that we've talked about in a past episode around pace. So when practicing articulating our words, it's also paying attention to what is our speaking pace.
Yeah.
Because if we're speaking too quickly, we're going to skim over articulating those words.
Yeah. Well, and this is a great way to wrap up, because it leads me to a thought I'd love to leave everybody else with. And that is, when you are speaking to other human beings and you are just in a get the words out mode. We've talked about this. I talk about it all the time, like having your hand in front of your face, or mumbling, or a volume issue, or whatever it might be. We often do that just because we're sort of in our heads and we're getting stuff out. So remember, articulation is about making the words crisp to your target. You need to get the crispness of the words over to those people, and having a hand up here, or, not moving your tongue and your lips and your jaw enough, it's just not going to get the idea to where you want it to go.
Yes, your idea is not going to land. It's
Right.
going to land in your hand,
Yeah, right.
not
Right.
going to land on your audience.
Right.
And Scott, it goes back to we have to take care of our audience.
Yes. Any other thoughts that you wanted to add before we give a preview of next week?
I'm good. I feel we covered some good tips around mumbling.
Yeah.
Articulating.
Okay. Next week, we are going to be talking about the elevator pitch, but we're really going to kind of be talking about rethinking the elevator pitch.
Rethinking it.
Yeah. And
renaming it.
the scene is, we talked about this. The scene is people are going around in a group, you're meeting in some capacity, maybe for a workshop or something, and you've been asked to introduce yourself. We're going around the room, and some people are in their head and they're freaked out and all those sorts of things. We're going to provide guidance. And well, how do you handle a situation like that where you're introducing yourself?
Yes.
Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. This can be anxiety driven for a lot of folks. Just introducing who they are. Let's definitely talk about this.
Okay. All right. We'll do that next week.
Perfect.
Good work, partner.
Always.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody.